Ciao Internet, my name is AXN and welcome back to my arcade. So today I want to talk a little bit about this Palworld situation, if you want to call it that. So what the heck is Palworld? Basically, it's a game. It's made by a small indie studio that is making waves throughout the gaming sphere right now. It has reached, I think, 8 million players in a week or so. It's incredibly popular and it's incredibly it's going incredibly viral over the internet, and everybody's talking about it, whether it's for bad in a bad way or in a good way. Everybody's talking about this game. So I tried it out because I have Game Pass Ultimate, so I was able to try it on my PC through that. And I just wanted to know what was it all about, because I saw the news, I saw everybody talking about it on social media, but I didn't actually watch anything about it, and I'm just gonna let this video roll and speak a little bit from it for itself. And I basically went in blind. The only thing I knew before downloading the game was that in some ways it had some like knockoff Pokemon monster in it. That's the only thing I knew before going in. I was like looking at all the news on the internet, and it showed this pseudo Pokemon, sometimes like armed with what the hell this is. I'm sorry, this is an ad. Yep. These Pokemon, these pseudo Pokemon, were armed with like assault rifles and shotguns and stuff like that, which is weird, of course. But whatever. I just tried it out, going in completely blind because I wanted to make my own opinion about it. And lo and behold, it's yet another derivative, like clone of another popular game, like many games are these days. And it just happened to be blending two things that are really popular right now, or forever they ever are. And that's basically the like one-for-one gameplay experience of Ark Survival Evolved, because Ark and many other survival games, like I want to say 3 to 4 years ago, made like this big splash onto the scene, and everybody was playing this kind of game, and they all have the same sort of like gameplay loop, you know, gather stuff, make stuff, beat the crap out of like bigger stuff with the new stuff that you built, and so on and so forth, and have some PvP if you like it that way, right? And what I've discovered is this is just a basically one-for-one clone of Ark. Well, granted, the menus are a lot better than Ark's. For some reason, this small team managed to make some usable menus. Well, they have like seen all the other games around by this time, and they were able to at least don't make the same exact mistakes that every other game in this genre makes, like confusing and bad menu user experience, you know. So they at least managed to not do that. But the gameplay loop is exactly the same. You have a huge map, you choose where you want to spawn, you begin like by gathering like wood and rocks by just fighting with them with your bare hands. You basically chop trees with your fists, which is something always ridiculous to me. It's not possible, of course, but you know, you have to start from somewhere. in these kind of games, and you always like start up naked, and you have to like make your way through the world with your bare hands, basically. So, and you do the first couple of hours were basically the same that of my first couple of hours in Ark. All right, and I tried it alone. I guess this has to be more fun with friends, of course, like Ark was. But yeah, it was the exact same experience. Although you were just the game is in third person, and it has this cartoony look, basically. And then there's the Pokemon part of it, right? It's a blend between Ark and somewhat of a Pokemon game, even though it doesn't share anything with the Pokemon games mechanically. Why? From a mechanical standpoint, okay, let's go with that. It just has this creature instead. Basically, it's Ark with Pokemon instead of dinosaurs, right? Yeah, that's just it. And you can, as you can in Ark, you can basically tame these Pokemon and use them. I don't know. I didn't see yet if you can like ride them as you do in Ark with dinosaurs. I don't know if you can do that. Maybe with bigger pals. They are called pal, which is the most generic name you can give to a Pokemon knockoff. Anyhow, and the difference is that you can basically enslave this Pokemon and let them do some work for you, because dinosaurs in Ark can do actual work for your camp. They just are useless locomotion and for combat, basically. At least I think it's that's the case, because I haven't played Ark in a very long time. Maybe now dinosaurs, like, I don't know, do your dishes or something like that. You know better. Let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah, that's basically it. You build your camp, you make it bigger, you level it up, you can enslave. And I'm using the word enslave with the purpose, because it's actually what you do with these poor creatures. You just capture them with another with a Pokeball knockoff, and you capture them and you just like put them to work in your camp. You can carry some of them with you. I'm hating the fact that it's going with all the ads just when I don't need them. Anyhow, so yeah, you basically enslave them and you make them work for you. As soon as you place some building in your camp, they will start like building them for you and stuff like that. So I think that's maybe the most interesting thing that differentiate this from Ark, is that you can basically make a self-sustained camp for you with the help of these pile creatures, right? And maybe this is the most the most differentiating factor about this game from other games of the same type and genre. There's serviceable combat. You can like hack your way through enemies with melee weapons, and I guess also like shooting weapons more like later in the game. And you can use these pals also to fight for you. They have abilities that you can make them do. Yeah, but it's not something that is so like deep and deeply satisfying, because also the movement is not that great, and the combat is not that responsive and stuff like that. So I don't think that's the hook for this game. It's not the combat. It's probably the fact that you have basically a Pokédex that you can fill up with like all the pals that you captured throughout your adventure and stuff like that. And I think there are bosses, because I've not seen one yet, but the missions that I was like following said that next thing that I have to do is just basically go ahead and find a boss and beat it up. So I guess there are bosses in this game. Well, that's basically it. This is the longer short of what's this game. But the real thing about this video, right? It's why the hell is it going so hard with people? So why everybody is like crazy about this game? And I didn't make a script for this video, as I always don't do. I'm just like freestyling my way through this question with you guys, and maybe you can help me out in the comments below. Maybe you have like a better understanding of why. But I wanted to make this video to answer this question to myself somehow, and there are some things that I think are helping this game out to be more viral and more approachable than Ark. There's something like Ark, and I will mention Ark all the time because it's basically Ark with a different skin. And it's simpler. In its current form, it's less janky than Ark was when it came out, and maybe even than Ark after a couple of years, probably. Even though it is janky, it's a game preview. It is less janky than Ark, just because I think it's simpler. Some things just work a little bit more intuitively compared to what Ark did, and it seems to be easier. I played on the hard difficulty. It seems also to be easier than Ark, anyhow. So that's that. Also the graphics and then like the style, even though it's not inspired whatsoever, is also very, very derivative and already seen. But it's easier on the eyes, because if you, man, I have to show this YouTube. I'm sure you've seen this, but yeah. Ark Survival Evolved characters. Yeah. How how ugly are these? Even like the normal character is ugly as fuck. Is I don't know, the proportion, the Giga Chad face and stuff like that. It looks so freaking bad. So it's comical, like for maybe a content creator, they could leverage for comical relief, but you know, for someone is just playing the game, it's not that cool to look at all the time. It's just ugly as fuck. and that doesn't help like a game to be propelled into the stratosphere like this game is, right? And also I want to say that the Pokemon knockoffs here, the PAL creatures, are not the worst Pokemon knockoffs that I have seen. They have a little bit of personality. They are animated in a like funny way. From what I'm being able to see up until now, they are very different from each other. They have different attacks. They have different also different behaviors, like the cat right here that you're seeing. Well, another thing is, the curious thing is that they don't die, they just faint indefinitely. It's just because maybe they didn't want to like to make you feel bad for beating the crap out of like beating some like cute creature to death. Anyhow, they have different behaviors also. Some of them like run when they see you, some of them like attack you, some of them like just ignore you or something like that. Yeah, nothing like revolutionary or like super great about this, but they seem to have some kind of I want to say personality, like just like the peculiarities about them. So they're not the worst Pokemon knockoff that I've ever seen. And that's that. Maybe that's something that like doesn't deter people from approaching this game, because the creatures look cute enough. And at this point in time, there are so many freaking Pokemons that I don't. These could very well be real Pokemon. You're right. I think apart from the first edition of Pokemon, like the very first wave of them, all the rest of Pokemon just blend into each other, because they're it's basically like rendition of the same Pokemon over and over again. So I think these are like cute enough that people can tolerate the fact that these are not really Pokemon. Probably. Yeah, I guess that's one thing that makes this game as popular as it is. But the real reason to me is the fact that people passionate about Pokemon, and there are a lot still around, always wanted Nintendo to, or whoever, like it's the IP owner of Pokemon, to make something like this, to make a Pokemon game that is not just basically Pokemon Red with a new coat of paint. I'm sorry, my English. Sorry. Basically, all the Pokemon games are just the same since the first one. Okay, and like Pokemon fans are basically bored as fuck about that game formula, and they wanted something different. Okay, they're looking for something different, and this is it basically. I guarantee you, if Nintendo made a survival game about hunting real Pokemon, they would have made a crap ton of money. Like people would have lost their shit about that game. And it is demonstrated by the fact that somebody already made a mod for this game that basically substitute your character with Ash Ketchum, I think it's called, and the Pokemon and the Pal with actually real Pokemon, right? So that's the desire. That's the craving that this game is satisfying for people. They just, the guys that are making this game, they just like figure it out before Nintendo could. And they took a formula of gameplay that's already popular, but it is very, very different from Pokemon games, and just put Pokemon inside. And also like word of mouth. As soon as somebody tried this game, and they were smart enough to make the game easy for everybody to try, with Game Pass and stuff like that, and promotional codes, and just saying it's Ark Survival Evolved with Pokemon, it's a big enough statement for the game to go viral, right? I think that's it basically. And yeah, that's how I answer this question. How the hell this game is being played by 8 million players? That's it. It's word of mouth, and it's just something that is satisfying a crave on the market that wasn't satisfied before. It was a big crave. Like the latest Pokemon games like got slaughtered on by the critics and by the players also. I don't think they were like actually unsuccessful. English is difficult to pronounce. Jesus. Unsuccessful. I think they were. Because it's Pokemon and the IP alone is that powerful, but like not as maybe older games, and also the critics like that destroyed I think the latest Pokemon game was like basically destroyed by the critics. The reality of Pokemon games is actually that nobody likes how they play since like the first one, on at least like the early ones, because the gameplay formula didn't evolve at all from the 90s. You know what you can expect from a Pokemon game when you go in and buy one, right? You know exactly how it is. You choose one of 3 Pokemon, you go on your way and battle. You go away and like go from a gym to another gym and beat the crap out of the Pokemon of the gene owner and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. And then you get into the cave and you get like the rare Pokemon and blah 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 blah. You know the drill, right? And then people are just tired of that, but are not tired of Pokemon themselves. They like the concept of these weird, cutesy animals. This guy's gonna die very fast. I think he's gonna die. I died like this with the penguin. Wait, man, these freaking penguins are bloodthirsty. They will beat the shit out of you if you're not careful enough. And anyhow, yeah, that's it. I think these guys were smart enough to create something that maybe this is just my guess. I think they are Pokemon fans. The guys that made this game. Maybe this is the game. Yeah, it died. I told you. Maybe this is the game they actually wanted. Nobody was making this fucking game, and they decided to make it themselves. That's my guess. This seems like, even though it's very derivative and not that creative at all, it looks like a labor of love, right? Because there is passion in all the little creature. I can feel the passion of the designers that they put in the design of these monsters, because I think this is the best Pokemon knockoff that I've seen so far. The creatures are well designed, they're really cute, and they do like interesting stuff, and I think that's because that's what I feel. I feel the devs from this game, I don't know what they are called, I don't remember. They really wanted Nintendo or somebody else to make this freaking game. Nobody was making it, and they made it themselves. That's how it looks to me anyhow. And yeah, now the next question is it gonna last? Is this game gonna last like Ark did? Because Ark lasted a long time. Everybody, like a lot of, what the hell? A lot of people played Ark for a very long time. And I think for Ark itself was more the social aspect of it, the novelty of the gameplay, and the social aspect of it, because like the multiplayer aspect of it was very, very engaging, and the fact that you could like destroy persistent stuff on at least on online servers. Like these are not dedicated servers right now in this game, so people won't be able to connect to your server and destroy your base while you're offline. Yeah, that's something that's not gonna happen anytime soon in this game. But that part of it was a very strong component of Ark, for example, or a game like Ark. But this game, the legs to be successful over a long period of time. It depends. It depends on how deep the game gets towards like the end of the experience, like the end game, how the end game looks, how much content there is as far as like PvE goes, and what's the variety on items and on like gear that you can make and stuff like that. Maybe somebody who played the game a lot more than I did maybe can answer this already. I can't, but I don't know if I'm willing to invest the time to know, right? And that comes down just to the fact that the gameplay itself, not the gameplay loop about like surviving and eating and creating and crafting and stuff, because that's not that bad. I think I enjoy it quite a bit. But the moment-to-moment gameplay about combat and how the movement feels and the traversal of this world feels, I don't think that's my jam. Because it feels clunky and it feels like unfinished. It is unfinished. I'm not one. I don't want to be unfair to the devs. It is an unfinished product, so it has all the rights to feel unfinished. But I think I know how this game is gonna evolve. I don't think that the combat would get much better than this at the end, and I don't know how original the gameplay can be in the long run compared to games that we've already seen. Maybe they can. So they have the potential to be like better suited for longer period of time compared to Ark. Maybe just because the fact that they can like introduce new pals at a quicker pace, I guess, than dinosaurs, and since the whole shtick about this game is like collect. It's a big collectathon. Is it how it's pronounced? Something like that. It's a race to collect. Like gotta get them all, right? Okay, that's it. And I think they can breathe new life into the game, but just adding new pseudo Pokemon, and that's a really good hook for them to like get players to come back. That being said, it remains to be seen how the owner of the Pokemon IP will take this. Because if this is getting all the freaking money in the world, something's gonna happen. Because it is pretty clear that it's not just Pokemon inspired. These are just Pokemon that shoot themselves in the face with shotguns, but they are Pokemon. And I don't know how if something can be leveraged, like to, I don't know, act legally to stop this. I don't know. I think if this was like just a small number of people like enjoying this kind of game, probably nothing would happen. But since there are 8 million players playing, and like the internet is going ape shit about this game, I think something's gonna happen soon. And that could be I don't know what it can be. Can it be the end of this game? Can it be maybe just more press and more advertising for this game if like there's no lawsuit or that or there's a lawsuit that can be sustained? I don't know. It'll be very interesting. I think this is something that in this moment, this game in this moment is basically a social event in the gaming industry and in the gaming community, and it's very interesting talking about it. But for me personally, I don't think I'm gonna invest that much time in it. I can probably dabble in it a little bit more just to see what's going on in like at higher levels, because I think I'm level what level I was, I don't even remember, like 17 or something like that. But I'm still in the same like beginning area as this guy is, so I don't know. But maybe I will play just a little bit more, or maybe if some of my friends can have like want to join me just to have like just a little chat, because this is a great game just to like waste your time chatting with your friends online. So probably I'll do that. I don't know. It remains to be seen. But if I have to guess, if this game is gonna be here in 5 years and have the same appeal that it has right now, man, it's very difficult to say. I think it could go either way. Let's make a bet. I bet this game will... I bet nobody's gonna remember this game in 5 years. Oh well, somebody's gonna remember it, but nobody's gonna care. And I think that's because it's too close to the original thing to be tolerated for a long time. Because I have a very close parallel that I can make with another game that is actually also basically a knockoff of another IP, but it took like it became basically its own thing, and it's still going strong, and that's how the man, my mind is failing me right now. Minecraft. Oh Jesus, I was forgetting about Minecraft. Brain fart. I'm sorry. Minecraft is basically a Lego knockoff, right? But it's different enough from Lego to be considered its own thing. Okay? It's the same thing. It's building blocks. It's an interactive digital Lego game. But it's different enough because it doesn't have the same, like the bricks with the different shapes and stuff. It just has cubes, you know? But it's basically the same concept of Lego. But it has this, it has a very distinct personality, and a very distinct style. You can never like mistake one actual Lego game with Minecraft. From a style standpoint, you cannot like mix them up. Minecraft has a very distinct art style, even though the concept is basically stolen from Lego. And that's, you know, that's something Minecraft will it's here to stay. I think forever in gaming. Maybe it will evolve in something different in a while, but it'll still be here some way, somehow. Instead, this one, I think it's just it's the moment. It's just it is responding to a very big crave that the gamer have had for a long time, and then this is just the perfect time for it to show up, because there's not much going on with like big releases right now. It's sort of a calm period of time as far as like AAA releases and stuff like that. So it's a good time for this game to show up and make waves. But yeah, I think people will be looking for the real deal after a while. And the real deal here can be either a Pokemon game, a new like version, a new way of making Pokemon games. I bet Nintendo is looking at this as saying, oh fuck, we should have made this. Let's make this, but 100 times better, because they can. And the other real thing that people could be looking at is Arc 2, which is not that far away from now. So I think that Pokemon fans will likely shift their attention to a real Pokemon game if they make something more similar to an open world game, like a third-person action open world game with Pokemon. And survival game fans will look at Arc 2 and lose their shit, and everybody's gonna go there. So that's my way of thinking about this game. But it's an important game nonetheless, because it has made us all talk about it, and I think that these kind of games are always an interesting event when they come up, and it's fun to talk about it and to read about it, to talk with people and their experiences, and maybe just maybe I'm wrong, and this game is gonna stay here forever, and it's gonna replace the real Pokemon, because these guys get what Pokemon fans really want, and they're good at designing monsters, like cute monsters. And maybe this is gonna be the future of pocket monsters. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So thank you very much for thank you very much for watching the video. As always, if you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. And See you in the next one. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao.